Even today, 100 years later, we're still working on myths and fears about prairie dogs.
I know, you have heard a lot of mistruths about prairie dogs, but the truth is, they're a very important species. They've actually declined by 95%.
These are animals with complex language and lively community life, and they have as much value as any other animal out there.
This environment was here long before all of us, and there's something very profound about the fact that all of these creatures could live in coexistence for so many years without human input. And so when humans come in and plop down amongst that, I think, need to recognize sort of the existing eco-structure that was here prior to us and honor that. And in so doing, you prolong it, you become part of it, and you're a responsible curator of it.
We're losing the species. So every time that we get a chance to work with a local government on any relocation or any understanding of prairie dogs, it's a big opportunity. Even if it was 50 prairie dogs, it's still teaching them that, you know, they have a choice, that they can make a good decision here. And it certainly makes the prairie dogs happier.
My name is Helen Taylor. I am the founding member of the Fort Collins Prairie Dog Relocation Group, which is really just a group of citizens who came together in an effort to try to save a prairie dog colony that we saw was in the path of development. When I saw the development sign go up on the property, I knew what was going to happen, and it really bothered me. So I contacted the developer, who seemed open to trying to find a non-lethal solution for these prairie dogs.
My name is Brian Simpson. I am the PR director here at New Belgium Brewing Company. We are a producer of beer, obviously, but we're very tied to the earth. You know, we're an agrarian product. So, you know, circles of life and rhythms of nature are very important here, and we try to approach things sustainably. We started to look into the fact, how can we get these prairie dogs off our site? We wanted to find a non-lethal solution, and we put one person in charge of sort of outreach, and he looked at 30 different government agencies and municipalities trying to find a place for these prairie dogs, and we came up with nothing. So after probably a good year and a half of research, we felt as though we had struck out.
We knew that the biggest challenge would be finding a place to move them to. I got a hold of the Prairie Dog Coalition almost immediately, and they were supportive, but they were also realistic, and they told me this is going to be your biggest challenge, to find a place for them to go. And so that's what we did over the course of several months. We called organizations, we searched for a private landowner, we looked at other public land options, but to no avail. We just weren't able to find anything. We asked the city point blank, here's the number of acres we're looking for as a home for these two colonies. We're not requesting manpower, we're not requesting money, we're just looking for a space. It was a great day when we got that email from the city saying that they had designated space for prairie dog relocation.
To actually relocate a colony of prairie dogs, you really start out by behavioral observations. And so your behavioral observations will indicate to you how many prairie dogs you have to move, how many are in each family group.
Black-tailed prairie dogs are the most highly social out of all species, and so the way that I have successful translocations is by making sure their families are grouped up together. I will look at what's called a take site. I will duplicate that as a mirror image on the release site. So not only are prairie dogs relocated with their exact coterie family members, they're also relocated adjacent to their neighbor. By keeping that transition there like that, I think that's what helps with translocating black-tailed prairie dogs.
You look at your release site and say, okay, how many natural burrows do I have that I can put these family into, and how many do I need to create? In this case, we had both. We had natural burrows that we were able to release back into, and then we augmented our release site with artificial burrows. And in order to start our trapping, we lay out all of our traps throughout the colony, and we put the traps in pre-bait. And you give that colony some time to acclimate into going to those traps on a regular basis. And getting a reward and going in and out and in and out and in and out. So this is about a week or two. One morning we'll head out into our trap site and we'll activate our traps. So then this time the door will gently close and the prairie dog will be inside the trap. We will label the trap where it came from. We'll transfer the animals into a kennel, label that kennel, mark it into our spreadsheet, and head to the release site. Once we get to the release site, we will take the animal out of the kennel, do a little health check. So does it have 20 appendages, 2 eyes, and 4 legs, and are all those in shape? We give it the flea spray and release them into the burrow. And then we cap each burrow for a temporary basis with an acclimation cap. And the acclimation cap provides protection. It also creates the opportunity for the animal to stay.
I think the reason that I relocate prairie dogs more than anything else is educational, is to teach people that this can work, that we can relocate wildlife, that we can bring back our prairies, that we don't have to just poison them. There is a place for this species.
We're so relieved that a citizens group came forward and found this space. The fact that you've got sort of private individuals coming together with passion and commitment to drive this through, then as a business it was very easy for us to make that decision to jump on board and help support it. And we're very happy with the solution, that it didn't have to be something lethal, and we're glad they have a great space to flourish in.
The best way that a citizen can help is become involved with their local government. Local government has all the rights to protect wildlife habitat.
We're actually at a spot for prairie dog protection where individuals do matter. There's so many ways to help, and we would love to have your help. We need people to carry the kennels, feed the acclimation caps, help us mow, even catch a prairie dog. We have a lot of opportunities for volunteers.
We need to engage people in our community and beyond. So we are always looking to grow this group and get people involved. I think it's just so important that we stick with our motto that kind of took shape over the last several months, which is to educate, advocate, and relocate. I think the future is really promising for prairie dogs. We have options that we didn't have before. I'm optimistic that we're going to be able to keep this work moving forward. More land will become available for relocations. More landowners will take an interest in non-lethal management. How great would it be if people were making money relocating prairie dogs rather than killing them?